Horrible, horrible thing. Okay, now it popped up.
Yeah, I don't think we had audio.
We didn't have audio?
No, we're back now.
So should I start at the beginning?
Oh, I mean, the podcasters had audio. The video just didn't have any audio.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Happy St. Patrick's Day out there. I'm the Madman. Friggin' EK. You know, friggin' OCD EK.
Turn this power strip off.
You know, you need to be quiet. You need to be quiet or I'm going to spoil season 5 of Schitt's Creek for you. All right? Anyway. So, OCD EK, he had to rearrange the studio again. I'm like Jack Nicholson in As Good As It Gets. You know, you could shave your head, you grow out a beard. I don't care about changes in you. You don't matter. But when you start moving stuff around, that really pisses me off. Oh, it's better this way. And, you know, in 6 months, you're going to change it again, thinking, oh, it's better this way. Anyway. Golly. Well, I don't know about you, but this COVID-19 nonsense is driving me nuts. I mean, every single news story has something to do with it. It's driving me crazy. We're going to see how the news worth going goes today. I am sorry. I mean, we can't really avoid talking about it, but I mean, let's be honest. You know you got to get it eventually, right? You know you got to get it eventually. The issue is you just don't want to overrun the health facilities with people getting sick. So that's the issue. That's why people want saying shelter in place, especially, you know, don't get involved in big parties, which sucks because today is St. Patrick's Day. That's okay. We do live in this social media society, and we can live stream our own little private party. I made Jello shots for myself. Fuck y'all. Y'all stay at home and make your own goddamn Jello shots. And then boom, Instagram live stream. So I think that's how it's going to be for the next couple months, maybe. It's funny because it kind of shows like how useful social media actually is that we can use the social distancing, you know, but still be in contact with each other. You know, when the Spanish flu came around, you know, we're not leaving, and I can't check on my Nana who lives at the other side of town. It was like Spanish flu, and it's not racist to call it Spanish flu. It's not racist to call it the Wuhan flu. That's where it came from. That's where it came from. Exactly. What'd I tell you about being quiet? I will spoil season 5. Anyway, wow. We have like 4 people just checking us out on Facebook right now. That's awesome. Thanks for listening, everybody. Anyway, so yeah, you know you got to get the COVID-19 eventually, right? You know, realize that's how it goes. And at this point, you know, I want to get everyone so sick that they're so sick they can't sell off their stocks. Oh man. Anyway, we're gonna return to a segment we used to have. It's called the Rebecca Felgate Watch. Welcome to the Rebecca Felgate Watch. So she just did a video on like things to do on quarantine. I watched it this morning, and she's just a gorgeous little goofball. And it was hilarious. So I'm going to give her a free shout out because she liked my comment and commented on my comment. And I commented on her comment. So, you know, go check out her video. She just put it out. Rebecca Felgate. Search for her on YouTube. She's love of my life, but, you know, she's with somebody else. And if she's happier like that, then that's the way it is. That's how you treat somebody you love. If they're happier, let them be. Anyway, so let's get into this first topic. I've been having some beers already. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. All right, but here's a list of 13 things more likely to kill you than COVID-19. Number 13 is Alzheimer's. Odds are you're probably going to live long enough to develop Alzheimer's, no matter what your age is. So you're going to live through this. You're probably going to live through many other ridiculous public panics like this. So you may live long enough to actually die of Alzheimer's. Number 12, diabetes. You're stuffing your face. You know you're stuffing your face. If you're like me, I'm stuffing my face. Okay? Diabetes could be a thing for you because, you know, it's probably not going to be COVID-19 that kills you. Number 11 is a stroke. Getting a stroke may kill you because you're going to live that long to run up the risk of a stroke. Number 10 is hit by a car. You could be hit by a car is more likely than actually dying of COVID-19, unless you have like immune disorders or you're over like 65 or something. Anyway, number 9 is skydiving. You're more likely to die skydiving, but that's on you. Now, I know there's going to be some people emailing me because that's not true. You're not statistically likely to die, more likely to die in skydiving than dying of COVID-19. That being said, you're still stupid. Why are you jumping out of a perfectly good airplane? Why are you up in the airplane to begin with? That's what I want to know. I don't like airplanes. I mean, I'm not scared of them. I just don't like them. You know? Look, they got to shut down the air travel industry because of COVID-19. Number 8 is sepsis. You're having some other surgery and you contract sepsis because of some shitty surgeon and you die of sepsis. That is probably more likely than dying of COVID-19. I'm going to get email me. I'm going to get so many emails. Madman@fxvgpr.com. Tell me how wrong I am. Number 7, you are more likely to die by shooting at police while guilty of a different crime. I don't know if you watch like Live PD or any of those police videos and stuff like that. I love body cam footage, man. That's so friggin' crazy. You ever watch any of that? Oh man, I love that stuff. And it quite often, helps get the truth out, especially when it comes to police officers doing their job. So, sidetrack. Vehicle collision is number 6 because accident implies there's no one to blame. A vehicle collision. You're more likely to die of a vehicle collision than COVID-19. Number 5 is murdered by a lover. Statistically, if you're going to get murdered, you're probably going to be murdered by a lover or a close family member, like your dad or your mom or something like that. And that's a scary statistic, bro. That's scary as hell. Number 4 is fucking stairs. Either going up or coming down them. You could take a tumble and that's it. That's it. I don't know how, people are always falling downstairs in movies and surviving. That's weird. Or like you'll see somebody fall from the second balcony and stuff like that, and they're okay. Get up and run away. Like they're running from the killer and they jump off the balcony in the main hall or whatever like that. They just get up and run away. Didn't even twist an ankle. I've jumped off of 2-story buildings. I didn't, I guess. But, I was like 17. At 17, you could probably do that. But I'm, 43 now. I'm definitely breaking something. Number 3 thing that you may die of, more likely than COVID-19, is some strange autoerotic cosplay incident. AwesomeCon's coming up, so it could happen. Number 2 reason it may kill you, more likely than COVID-19, is cancer. How do you stop it? It keeps metastasizing. It's a mystery. It's a mystery of an illness. And the number 1 reason, or number 1 way you might die, as opposed to COVID-19, is a heart attack. Those things are horrible. Anyway, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about Schitt's Creek here. I don't know how far, if I should put any spoilers in. I don't know. But I'm going to talk about Schitt's Creek because I just finished watching it. I've been catching up on my entertainment. I watched all of it up to the 5th season. And so I just wanted to review it a little bit for you. I'll talk a little bit about it. So Schitt's Creek, point number 1, with a bullet, the names of Roland Schitt and Jocelyn Schitt, fucking brilliant. That is probably one of the funniest character names. 2 of the funniest character names I've heard in a long, long time. And every time they have spoken out loud, you can sit there, they be sitting talking to Jocelyn, saying Jocelyn's name, and then somebody will say Jocelyn Schitt. And I just laugh because that's some of the funniest character names I've ever seen put down into art form. It is amazing. Excellent writing. I really do like this show. But let's start first with Catherine O'Hara. Boy, she is looking rough these days. She used to be quite the looker, but now she looks, especially in the show, she looks like a weird clown, which works because she's still funny. She's still got her chops, I mean, she is a real legend in comedy, if you ask me. Do you remember all those Christopher Guest movies she did? I mean, she was in all those. I mean, she's most known for being, the mom from Home Alone. And she's done so much more than that. I mean, I think she even started in the 70s being, was it Second City TV, I believe? Second City TV, doing comedy there, writing and performing comedy there. And, she's been in tons of comedy movies. And, it's kind of a shame because, God forbid, when she dies, hopefully many years from now, all these women are going to be saying, is like, look at the career of Catherine O'Hara. And it's like, how can you argue that women can't be funny? These misogynist assholes that say that women can't be funny. When Catherine O'Hara has been in the trenches since the 70s, making people laugh. And she's been making me laugh, and she's a goddamn legend. And, it's strange how these people like her, people like Jane Curtin, they don't get celebrated during their lifetime, by these feminists who argue about these points. Like, if Norm Macdonald says women can't be funny or something like that, it's... How can you not say Catherine O'Hara, Gilda Radner, Jane Curtin? Women can't be funny. Catherine O'Hara is one of the funniest women that ever existed, and hopefully she lives a long and happy life because she's even hilarious with her effete mannerisms and her, this asshole that uses big words just because they know you don't know them. She's hilarious because I don't understand half the words she's saying, and I'm just like, what a horrible. What's that word? Other than arrogant, it's I don't know. I don't remember. Catherine O'Hara, legend. Always love to see her and stuff. You remember Cookie when she played Cookie in Best in Show? And they kept running across the guys she banged throughout her life. And Eugene Levy, playing her husband, he's there for all of it. These guys are like hitting on her, right in front of him. It's hilarious. Epic stuff. Christopher Guest, another brilliant comedian. Eugene Levy, playing Eugene Levy, being married to Catherine O'Hara. That's always good. And funny. He does this dry thing. He's really good at being dry. Both of them are really like good at being dry humor. And so Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy, they're both good at the dry and deadpan kind of thing, kind of bungling idiot kind of way. Eugene Levy, he looks pretty good. He looks like, way better. But I guess he's not really supposed to made to be look nerdy like he has been in the past. So anyway, I guess it's true. I guess men age better than women. Lucky me. Daniel Levy. Fucking hell. Have you ever seen somebody who's just overly emotive with everything, and it doesn't even seem like they're what's the word? Just nervous around people in general, or just cameras, and maybe I can't possibly act. Can't do it. I can't act. And he's bisexual? Get the fuck out of here. I don't believe for a second that guy is bisexual. I'm sorry. And because of that, I kind of lost all respect for Stevie, really early, because, let's be honest, she's a fruit fly, a fag hag, straight woman that hangs around gay guys and tries to fuck them. What's up with that? Maybe she's bisexual, attracted to men who act like women. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, she may be bisexual, but Daniel, what's his name? David in the show. His real name's Daniel. David in the show. That dude I think is just 100% gay, and that's all there is to it. I will be honest. I do like Patrick. I think Patrick's a solid dude, and congratulations to them. I think he's a nice guy, and he's good for David. EK's not in here, so I'm talking a little bit lower. I hope you don't mind. Sorry for spoiling it for you if you haven't seen it. It was the sweetest damn proposal ever. Anyway, so Alexis, she needs somebody to slash her in the face. A girl like that needs a scar on her face so that she develops a personality. Now, I've known good-looking women like Alexis, her character, she as an actress, who knows what her real personality is. But if it's anything like the way she is, it's Alexis. Ugh. There's nothing worse than a beautiful woman with no personality. Excuse me. And so it's, I've known so many women like that. And, and then, I meet them and I instantly don't like them. I can see that they're, and I'm just like, ugh, And then somebody will come to me and it's like, oh, so-and-so, Alexis is saying she gets the vibe that you don't really like her. I said, no, I don't like her. She's vacuous, annoying, mean, narcissistic. Shall I go on? And then she's like all of a sudden interested in trying to get me to like her. And all my friends are like, dude, you can totally fuck her. You can totally fuck her. You successfully negged her. It's like, I successfully negged her because I really don't like her. This isn't a ploy. I'm not that devious and evil trying to pretend not to like somebody to get to fuck them. What's it like being ruled by your dick? Anyway. So Alexis is very much that kind of girl to me. I like Ted, though. Ted is delightfully dumb for a veterinarian. A guy who went to that much school. He's delightfully dumb for what he does in his education. So I guess they're probably a good match, I suppose. So Twyla is sexy as fuck. How come she's not on the screen more often? EK told me that that's actually Eugene Levy's daughter, Daniel's sister. I'm like, wow. His kids are not bad looking. I guess his wife must have been a hottie. But damn, Twyla's hot. And she could do way better than Ivan. Let's see. What else do I want to say here? Yeah, she needs more screen time. Here's the thing that bugs me about this show, is that no one is truly evil. In a show that was similar with a similar concept, like Arrested Development, Lucille Bluth, that bitch was fucking evil. And even in like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know that like those characters are mostly evil. They're horribly, horribly narcissistic people, and to a fault where they're evil. Where they're just like, fuck everybody else, I'm doing me. Running over everybody. But there's no one like that in Schitt's Creek. Every single character has redeeming qualities about them, and it's more like the jokes of them being pampered, elitist assholes. Those jokes are rooted more in ignorance than in malice. So it's more like oh, I'm this way, or I'm rude because I'm all about me and this is the way I've always been. And it's like it has a different attitude to it than like Always Sunny in Philadelphia or Arrested Development, in the sense that it's like, oh, then if they start to realize like how they're doing somebody wrong, then they try to correct it and be a better person. So I think that is that's interesting about the show Schitt's Creek. So I definitely like the show. I give it 9 of 13 stars. Minus 4 stars for making me gay enough to hate Moira's and Alexis's choice in nail color. How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, it's a damn funny show. 9 of 13 stars. It's somewhat shallower than like Arrested Development and a little less funny intellectually than Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's funny to say that like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a more cerebral show than Schitt's Creek, because Schitt's Creek in many ways is kind of shallow in many ways. 9 of 13 stars. EK hasn't seen season 5. I guess I won't spoil it for him. Sorry for spoiling it for you, but that's just between us here on Shock Monkey Radio. So it turns out I won't be going to AwesomeCon.
I don't think any of us.
I'm horribly heartbroken about this, obviously. But Lost in the Long Box, another show here on FXBG Public Radio, Wednesdays at 6:30. They're live, and you can go find them. They have a YouTube channel where we show off all our cool comic books, all my Justice League comic books. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, they got a YouTube channel. They also got a subscribable podcast. So if you also listen to this show, you should also listen to them, because I'm on it. Anyway, so they got press passes to go cover the event. So keep an eye on them for more on that. Come May, come the first week of May. But I can't go. Look, I love nerdy stuff, and I would totally want to catch a whiff of Leah Thompson, and maybe even shake Tom Wilson's hand and tell him I loved him in Freaks and Geeks. However, I hate crowds. I hate cities. I hate people. Persons are great. I love persons. But people, Does that make sense? at all? Anyway, so you can think I'm a misanthrope all you want, but the real issue is I need a safe place to shit. Now, bathrooms in cities, at conventions, ballparks, etc., they're not very good for dropping a deuce. They're usually smaller. Boom. They're usually smaller, dirtier, overcrowded, no privacy. Ooh, I shudder. I shudder just thinking. Pooping in public in a city. And I also, I also catch more attitude from non-smokers in cities. I don't know, it's just the way they are. I smoke, and the more shit you give me about it, the more I want to light another one. So, jeez Louise, what's this world coming to? Besides, even if I went to Awesome Con, there's nothing I could really dress up as. I mean, I guess I could go as Fat Thor, but I'd need to wear a wig, and I'd have to find like a Baja. I don't know if we have any. I got some old flannels from the 90s somewhere I could probably dig up. But I don't think I ever owned a Baja in the 90s. I would ask EK, but I doubt he has one that'll fit me. He may have one. Oh, yeah. Wait, how old is he in the 90s? Anyhow, like 5-10 years? Anyway, I don't know. Doesn't matter. So that's really the issue. I need a place to poop. So I'm not going to AwesomeCon, but Lost in the Long Box is. So if you are going to AwesomeCon, be sure to look for Lost in the Long Box. Say hi, shake their hands, give them coronavirus, and be sure to tell them repeatedly that Shock Monkey Radio is a superior show, and that you only listen to Lost in the Long Box just waiting for the Madman to make a joke. Like last week when I asked how many Comic-Cons take place in Oz when they're referring to the Emerald City Comic-Con. Be sure to tell them that. Say hi to them. Enjoy AwesomeCon. I won't be there because I like my toilet, basically. I don't like to get too far away from it. There's a few other places I could go, but that's basically the issue. So all of you people who just think that I'm a misanthrope, it's like, no, I don't want to poop in public. When I was in the Navy, when I went in the Navy, I only it was like a week before I pooped. That's bad. It's all right. I'm regular these days. Okay, so I had a nightmare that I was a gynecologist. Or, I don't know if it's a gynecologist, but I had a nightmare. I was the guy who sews women up after childbirth. Now, look, I am really squeamish about blood and guts, like something like that. Somebody comes up to me and they're like, "Oh, check it out. I just broke my arm," and their bone's poking through the skin. Oh. Seriously, I might gag. And so that's why I decided not to be a doctor, because if you don't want to get a doctor that's going to be like, "Hey, check this out." For some reason, that's just my gag reflex. Particularly that. I mean, people could shit their pants or piss in front of me and it's nothing. But if you have an injury, that shit drives me crazy. So here's the thing. In the dream, I was sewing up one destroyed vagina after another. And this is why I described it as a nightmare. And so it was horrible. It was terrifying. And it's not like I've ever seen such a thing. But my mind constructed amazing visuals based upon things that I've read. If you have an active imagination, and this kind of like the double-edged sword of being a fiction writer is that your mind can really fill in the details. Anyway, so I woke up somewhat shaken by this dream. I went to the bathroom, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I saw the size of my head. And the first thing that came to my mind is, "Mom, you are a champ." What was I, 11 pounds, 9 ounces with this head? Granted, it was a lot smaller then. But believe me, if I dropped 100 pounds, you'd look at me as like, "Whoa, you need to put some muscle on or something because your head is so big." "Mom, you are a champ. I love you. Thank you for going through that." Oh, that's the first thing that popped in my head. Anyway, and so it reminds me that sometimes a nightmare like this can remind you of the most amazing and terrifying thing of the human experience. The miracle of motherhood. You women are fucking magic. All right? You gestate life. Your next generation grows within your body, and then you erect the shit out of your vagina to introduce your child to the world. That's amazing, magical, and disgusting. It's something I, as a man, as a cisgendered white man coming from a place of privilege, I will never understand. And I will never, never not find it revolting. But like Ann Coulter says, women are celestial. You're magical creatures. You can do this stuff and we can't. All we do is we come by, we drop off some seed and on our way. Hopefully you can capture them. You have them, get married or something like that because that's best for everybody. Get married if you get somebody pregnant. I'd like to be a father one day. I think that'd be nice. I would love to put my seed in a woman and 9 months later my child rips her open. I guess I never really found a woman I hated enough. So EK put up my email address, so direct your hate towards this. I'm kidding. I'm serious. You women are magical. It's amazing. It's terrifying to me because there's nothing really comparable. People will say that, kidney stones are equal to the pain for men. And I'm just like, but it sucks that women get kidney stones too, that doesn't seem right. If you have to deal with childbirth, you should be exempt from things like kidney stones, I think. Great design, God. No, I'm kidding. It's a brilliant design. It's amazing. It's amazing. I can't. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, all you women who give birth, because I could not imagine like my body ripping open to deliver an amazing creature. Humans are amazing creatures, and that's why you go through such pain in childbirth, is because our heads have gotten so big, that, you see videos of horses giving birth, and it's just like nothing. Pop it out, and they're off walking around eating grass like 10 seconds later. It's amazing. It's amazing. You women are magical. Don't let anyone tell you. But life is a disgusting biological process. I think that's why, like, when after you give birth, these women just like they don't care. They'll lick poop off their white poop with their hand off of their kids because they're just like, I've seen it all at this point. I've seen the disgustingest parts of human. We're messy. We're messy biological creatures, and most are. Most creatures are. It's not like we're the sea slug with that just all it does is produce mucus. It's a booger slug. Ugh. Sea cucumber. That's it. Sea cucumber. What a disgusting creature. Anyway. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all you mothers out there. That was a hell of a nightmare. I didn't take my pill today. Feeling weird and a little bit lazy. I think I might put up the whole show. I don't know. I might not. But here we are, about right about 6:30. So it's time to get into the news worth knowing. What'd I tell you about shutting up?
I don't respond well to authority.
David and Patrick got engaged.
Oh, that was fucked up.
Stevie plays the lead in Cabaret. What'd I tell you about shutting up?
That doesn't even make sense.
I know. See, I'm still giving you a little something to look forward to. I pissed off Eric. He's going to yell at me later. I know it. Yeah. I didn't ruin it. Sorry, listeners. I hope I didn't ruin it for you.
There's a lot of drama that builds up to it.
It is. It is a lot. It's like I said, it's the sweetest damn proposal I've ever seen. All right? Anyway, let's get to the news worth knowing. Concerned about coronavirus and reckless behavior, quote-unquote reckless behavior, Ireland closes all pubs before St. Patrick's Day. This is sad, Ireland. Happy St. Patrick's Day, but... Anyway, leaders in the Republic of Ireland closed all pubs and bars to stop the spread of coronavirus and help curb rowdy behavior on St. Patrick's Day. Why bring that into this? Say it's about you. If it weren't for the coronavirus, you would expect the rowdy behavior anyway. So why even bring that up? Burp. Sorry, Ireland. Just doesn't seem right to do this. Anyway, yeah. So they wanted to close all the bars and pubs because of it's one of the busiest days of the year in the Emerald Isle taverns. Irish Premier Leo Varadkar announced the news via Twitter on Sunday afternoon. The message from the government press office cited the global pandemic and recent reports of reckless behavior at an unnamed pub in making the decision. Doesn't this happen like every night in Ireland? I would imagine. There's something rowdy going on every night in Ireland. Anyway, quote, in discussion with the Licensed Vintners Association and Vintners Federation of Ireland, the government is now calling on all public houses and bars to close from this evening until at least March 29th, the statement said. Quote, the government, having consulted with the chief medical officer, believes that this is an essential public health measure, given the reports of reckless behavior by some members in the public at certain pubs last night. What does that have to do with coronavirus? It's Ireland. Pubs get rowdy. I should hope. It continued. While the government acknowledges that the majority of the public and pub owners are behaving responsibly, it believes it is important that all pubs are closed in advance of St. Patrick's Day. The LVA and WFI had warned of the real difficulty in keeping people apart per recommended health regulations in Ireland's famous watering holes. Officials also urged people not to even hold house parties in a bid to slow the spread of the viral disease. It's sad. I mean, I'm drinking tonight. It's fucking St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, I'm sure you are too. Anyway, the closures took effect on Sunday night at midnight, Sky News reports. According to Reuters, videos of spirited groups singing in bustling Dublin had recently sparked outrage on social media. One bachelor party in particular was seen to be moving down the street in medical overalls and face masks. Yes. Nothing's going to stop us, mate. An offense that Ireland's health minister, Simon Harris, declared as an insult to medical workers. Though the drastic decision was made for the good of the nation, Twitter users largely agreed that they're shocked by the news so soon before St. Patrick's Day. No kidding. One commenter joked that the news would serve as great motivation to improve coronavirus testing measures. There's a list of tweets. Why is listing tweets always part of this news story? Damn Twitter. Dublin had previously canceled its famous St. Patrick's Day parade due to the virus. As of Tuesday morning, the United Kingdom had reported 1,000 lots of coronavirus. Yeah. That seems horrible for you, Ireland. I feel real sorry. I mean, I can't think of anywhere where, I mean, if I were in Ireland, if I were visiting Ireland, or if I planned a trip to Ireland, I would want to make sure, if I could, that it's in March, near March 17th. I would love to spend St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. And I'm sure if you're Irish, you're pissed off too. You're holed up on your streaming cameras, having a couple drinks. I hope. Happy St. Patrick's Day, such as it is. That's horrible. Since it is St. Patrick's Day, let's keep going to another story from Ireland. Ireland is giving inmates alcohol-free hand sanitizer to fight coronavirus over fears they would make moonshine. Well, yeah. Duh. Irish officials, hoping to stop any spread of coronavirus in the country's prisons, are only giving inmates alcohol-free hand sanitizers out of fear they would use the other kind to make moonshine, a report says. The move comes as alcohol-based hand sanitizers are already banned in Ireland's jails following a 2014 incident in which 3 inmates at Limerick Prison consumed a cocktail of hand wash and prescription drugs and were sent to a hospital. God damn it must get boring in prison. Where they caused mayhem for the staff and other patients, according to the Journal newspaper. However, it runs against recommendations from the World Health Organization and the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which argue that alcohol-free hand sanitizers are less effective in combating the spread of germs. See all the beer you drink? Gassy. It's your fault. Many studies have found that sanitizers with an alcohol concentration between 60 to 95% are more effective at killing germs than those with a lower alcohol concentration or non-alcohol based hand sanitizer, the CDC says on its website. An Irish prison service spokesperson told the Journal that prisoners are only being given the alcohol-free kind for security reasons. The unique environment of a prison and the sheer numbers of diversity of people who pass through our prisons make vigilance around the infection prevention and control absolutely necessary, the agency added in a statement. The IPS spokesperson also told the Journal that 99% of cells have access to toilets and hand washing facilities. Why include that? 99% of the cells?
What about the 1%?
What is that 1%? And how do you feel if you get put in that cell? It's only temporary. It's only temporary. What do I do? Knock on the next door cell? Oh, I know what it is. It's solitary confinement. It's solitary confinement. Anyway, yeah, of course prisoners are going to eat, drink this shit. Plus, I'm sure that there's even lighters in prisons, and you can start fires, make bombs. Probably you can blow up a hand sanitizer. It's funny, there was a time that people were worried about hand sanitizer going on planes and stuff like that. People could it'd be a bomb and so forth, and now it's you need a shitload of sanitizer on a plane now. We do need the big bottles of hand sanitizer for a big long flight, right? Oh, irony. Oh, irony. Humans are silly creatures. Man at an Italian market spotted wearing a social distancing donut amid coronavirus pandemic. Go look for these pictures because this is hilarious. Man in Italy has been spotted wearing what has been described as a social distancing donut in order to ensure he stays a safe distance from others during the country's outbreak of COVID-19. In the footage, which was shared online last week, the man was wearing a large yellow saucer, which has been suspended around his waist with 2 arm straps. And this would be a safe distance. Another man can be heard asking him in Italian, to which the donut-wearing citizen confirms. For coronavirus, he responds. The video was reportedly captured in Rome's Mercato Testaccio.
Okay.
You think that's all right?
That sounds about right.
Okay. A popular food market located in the Testaccio neighborhood south of the city center, according to a tag placed on the video. Nowhere in the footage does the man refer to the apparatus as a donut, although that name has been applied by social media viewers as well as popular mechanics. Popular mechanics weighed in on this. Twitter user soon declared the man un genio, a genius, and praised him for his ingenuity, while others asked why the World Health Organization hadn't thought of this idea first. Love the internet. Wish I could understand Italian because that opens up a whole new realm of Italian posts and tweets and hilarious people commenting on things. I guess I can figure it out. Classico esempio di ingegno italico. LOLs. Yeah.
Classic Italian leadership.
Or ingenuity, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, that's
Classic Italian ingenuity. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what's useful about learning Spanish. Like six languages you can figure out by reading. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Others, meanwhile, have real concerns about how he planned to actually get any shopping done or even get through an average door frame. This is a very good point if you look at this, because it's huge. Despite the jokes, the practice of social distancing amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic has been recommended by health agencies to stem the spread of COVID-19. Social distancing, this is a quote, for COVID-19 means avoiding places or gatherings where you're likely to be exposed to respiratory droplets from others, directly or on surfaces. Dr. Jill Grimes, an urgent care physician at the University of Texas, had previously told Fox News. Quote, we know this virus is spread primarily by those droplets up to a distance of roughly 6 feet, cough or sneeze, so avoiding areas where people are physically closer than 6 feet is key. This doesn't look like 6 feet in this donut, just so you know. Just say no, sir. And really, with it, I don't think he can get into any building or something like that. I just think he's having fun while he can. Good for you. Good for you, sir. That's how I am. He was like, I'll laugh as the world burns. I don't care. Like, people start dropping dead in the streets. It's hilarious. But that's not going to happen. I'd love for something like a 28 days later situation. You know, everyone just, this infection turns everyone to zombies. Oh, it'd make things so interesting on this planet. Not that it isn't interesting now. It is. People freaking out, like fighting each other in grocery stores. Oh, that's interesting as hell. Interesting as hell. I love it. Because people are dumb. Super dumb. So dumb. Do you know what TDS is? EK, do you know what TDS is?
It's the calculator we used in high school.
No, you're thinking of Texas Instruments. It's Trump derangement syndrome.
Nice.
And so, you know how people lost their minds since 2016 in many ways. And so it has been labeled Trump derangement syndrome. Now I want to tell you about this next news story here on the News Worth Knowing. Canadian man appeals court ruling against his Grabher vanity license plate. Can you see where this is going? Canadian man is set to appeal a new court ruling that revokes his vanity license plate, which bears his last name, Grabher. Grabher. Lauren Grabher of Nova Scotia claims he has been using his family name on his license plate without incident for nearly 3 decades. According to reports, the Department of Motor Vehicles first approved the Grabher license plate around 1990 and has renewed it without issue ever since. However, in 2016, an anonymous person, let me rewrite this just a little bit. An anonymous Canadian person complained about it to the Department of Motor Vehicles, claiming it promoted hate against women. In response to the complaint, the license plate was canceled. Grabher and his attorneys have demanded the license plate being reinstated, claiming the decision was discriminatory, unreasonable, and a violation of free expression. In January, the Nova Scotia Supreme Court ruled the license plates are not, quote, public spaces. Fucking Canada. With a history of free expression, and that this particular plate was recalled because it could be interpreted as a socially unacceptable statement without the benefit of further context, which it does not provide. Fucking Canada.
Not everyone's smart enough to get this, so it's not allowed.
People aren't, I don't know if people can hear you, but he said, people aren't smart enough to get this, so it's not allowed. Yeah, that's basically true. Quote, the decision is not about whether Mr. Grabher's surname is offensive. It is not. Justice Darlene Jameson wrote in her decision, according to the Canadian press. Quote, the primary function of a license plate is not expression, but it is identification and regulation of vehicle ownership. The license plate, by its very nature, is a private government space. The Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms, who is supporting Grabher, claimed in a statement Monday the license plate is an expression of Grabher's family pride over 3 generations, reflecting their German-Austrian roots and heritage. Quote, there was no evidence that anyone, including the anonymous complainant, had suffered any harm as a result of the plate, Jay Cameron, who represents Grabher, said in a statement. Quote, there is no evidence that censoring Mr. Grabher's name after 27 years of use on a license plate makes anyone safer. See, this is the problem with countries like Canada. I love you, Canada. You're good friends and everything like that. But let's face it. Most of you live on our border. So don't get confused about who's really the big dog, shall I say. And all this liberal bullshit, I mean, like, Quebec has been a pain in the ass for a long time. It's like, you go and speak English in Quebec. See how much fun you have. Go to Quebec and speak only English. See how much fun you have. And listen to them when they speak to you in English. Not only do they feel like that, they're dirty for even speaking that language, they murder it on a word-by-word basis. They murder English on a word-by-word basis. That's how much what are they called? The Quebecois. That's how much they hate English. They're fucking insane. All right, and then you get over like Vancouver, like you get to their left coast. You know, then you got a bunch of liberal hippies and stuff like that, and they see Grabher on a license plate, and the next word that pops in their mind is pussy. That's not Mr. Grabher's fault. Okay? Just that's because that's where your mind went, doesn't mean that's where his mind ever was. And that's the whole issue with this cancel culture thing. It's like people are catering way too much to the minority of people who lodge complaints. One person makes a complaint and it's got to go through all of this litigation and bogging down the courts just because like a couple of complaints. Because some little baby can't deal with their own brain. You see Grabher and he goes, that guy must have meant by the pussy because it's 2016 and everyone's pissed at Trump. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant. I got some beers in me. And so, yeah, you can email me at madman@fxvgpr.com if you're angry at me. But I'm sure the people I pissed off the most today are probably homosexuals who don't understand my full context and possibly Irish people. How dare he use that accent? That's not how we sound. I could have did a South African accent if you'd like. I love the English language. It's got so many nuances. So many nuances. All right, Mr. Grabher, we'll move on. Wow. Okay, we got 12 minutes left. I got 2 more stories. Colorado sheriff asked criminals to halt their lawbreaking during the coronavirus crisis. A Colorado sheriff's office has responded to the coronavirus outbreak with a tongue-in-cheek Facebook post asking criminals to stop their unlawful antics until further notice. Quote, "We appreciate your anticipated cooperation in halting crime and thank criminals in advance," says the post that was written Monday by the Logan County Sheriff's Office. "We will update you when you can return to your normal criminal behavior." That's good. That's a good one. All right. Forgive me for mispronouncing this. I spelled it earlier when I did my Instagram post. The Puyallup Police Department in Washington State tweeted a similar message on Monday. Quote, "Due to local cases of COVID-19, PPD is asking all criminal activities and nefarious behavior to cease," the department wrote on its Twitter page. Quote, "We appreciate your cooperation in halting crime and thank criminals in advance. We will let you know when you can resume your normal behavior." The Hill reported that the Puyallup PD is one of several law enforcement agencies around the country to call on criminals to behave themselves due to the spread of the COVID-19. Quote, "Sure hope it works," William McIntosh wrote in the Logan County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. But another commenter, Jess Faulkner, wrote, "Way to joke about a very serious threat to America." Yeah, there are people out there just looking for something to be offended about every single second of every day. And JG So What left... You get it? JG So What? Left a comment saying he found the sheriff's office post offensive and, quote, "the wrong way to go about things, making a joke over crime when they're supposed," spelling a check, "to be upholding the law." No dash, nothing. Anyway, yeah, people are idiots. Can't take a joke. And I don't know if you know about cops, but they deal with a lot of crazy shit. They deal with like dead bodies and shit. If you're working around somebody who's just been murdered or something like that, you got to have a sense of humor so you can get through that horrible, horrible experience. Let the cops try to be funny. I know that they're not professional comedians. I know I give them shit from time to time, saying, you shouldn't try to be funny. But this was funny and it worked. I'll give you a hard time if it's funny and it doesn't work. And plus, people are taking this coronavirus thing way too serious as it is. Have I mentioned that?
I saw a really good one for Luray.
Now I can't stop. Now I can't shut you up.
I saw a really good one for Luray.
I hit you with both barrels. Now I can't stop you from talking. Go ahead.
This is a good one.
Go ahead.
It was very similar setup. We'll let you know when it's okay to get back down with your bad selves.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah, but the official police department statement.
Nice.
I thought you were going to include that one. I'm surprised.
I did not see that.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I just thought you were gonna bring it, and it's.
But what do you follow? Like Luray Police
I
Department?
follow people that still live there.
Oh, and they
it was
share
shared
stuff.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's like, do you even follow like the local police department? Yeah, I mean, who does that? Who follows your local police department Facebook page?
Small town people.
I guess. I need a friend. The cops will be my friend. Okay. It's a nice day for a white wedding. Okay, so loving the time of coronavirus. New York couple determined to tie the knot amid pandemic. What is up with these cumbersome headlines? That's practically a paragraph. Loving the time of coronavirus. New York couple determined to tie the knot amid pandemic. I guess there's a bit of economy of words by using pandemic instead of continuing with COVID-19 crisis or something like that. Anyway, so this is in New York City. It was to be a glamorous New York wedding with some 200 guests enjoying iconic views of the Hudson River, a diverse array of international cuisine, and blood orange jalapeno margaritas against the lavish backdrop of cherry blossoms signaling the start of spring. Instead, the nuptials of Madeline Fauntleroy. Oh my God, no wonder she wants to get married. Like right away, right? If your last name is Fauntleroy and you're a woman, you probably want to get married right away. Spitting COVID-19 all over my laptop. The nuptials of Madeline Fauntleroy and David Doherty Jr. are set to take place this Saturday with a group of 6 people on the rooftop of the couple's lower Manhattan apartment with homemade cake and a potluck meal. Must be nice to be rich. The coronavirus pandemic sweeping the country forced the pair to cancel their meticulously planned March 21st wedding at the famous Chelsea Piers, and many businesses across the city and state have closed their doors. But the couple is not complaining. Quote, "It's a surreal experience, but we are so lucky amidst all this," Fauntleroy said in an interview Monday. "People are very sick and people are being laid off, and that is not lost on us. Everything that mattered 1 month ago, the food, the flowers, does not matter now," she said. "This is a wedding, and we still have each other." Fauntleroy and her, boy, they keep using that last name, right? Fauntleroy and her 36-year-old fiance, both of whom work in the event planning industry, sent an email to guests on Thursday alerting them to the change in plans after Mayor Bill de Blasio announced dozens of confirmed cases of the novel coronavirus in New York City and declared a state of emergency. Quote, "At that point, we felt it was really unfair to make people travel," Fauntleroy said of the 194 confirmed guests, most of whom live in other states, including her parents. The pair quickly scrambled to come up with a plan B, a small ceremony at Chelsea Piers with the reception to follow at a nearby restaurant. But the restaurant soon announced it was closing, and the couple then opted for a gathering at the Maritime Hotel where they had blocked off rooms for guests. Quote, "That was plan C until they emailed us this morning and they said they decided to close the hotel completely," Fauntleroy said. The last resort was a couple's 2-bedroom apartment in the Chelsea neighborhood of Manhattan, blocks from the venue where they had planned to dance to a live band's rendition of Frankie Valli's "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" with their 9 bridesmaids and 7 groomsmen. The apartment, as it turned out, would be a fitting choice. Quote, "It's come full circle," laughed Fauntleroy as she described waking up one morning inside of that same apartment to find her fiancé kneeling on one knee and asking her for her hand in marriage. Quote, "The proposal was supposed to happen on a run in Central Park, but he couldn't wait any longer for our schedules to align, so he did it one morning in the apartment. It was very intimate. So too will be their wedding. A friend is baking the cake. The flavor is a surprise. Ooh, well, I don't know if I'd do that for my wedding. No. I want to know. I'd want to know exactly what my cake's going to be. Sorry. Anyway, good friend though. And a group of 6 guests will enjoy a potluck-style dinner. Wait, I got to bring a dish? Put me down for chips or soda. Anyway, the guests will enjoy a potluck-style meal and a takeout platter from local seafood business Luke's Lobster. The bride said she'll still wear her dress, a simple white silk gown with a train by designer. Who cares? complete with a classic wedding veil. Quote, one of the florists we work with is throwing together a bouquet for us, and I'm not even sure what will be in it. I don't know if I'm down with this. I don't know if a surprise party wedding is a good thing. This is what Fauntleroy said. Quote, I'm usually a pretty type A person, and I've got to say I'm now trying to let it all go and allow other people to help. Wow. They want it done. I wonder if they've had sex yet. Do you think like really religious? EK, they haven't had sex. It's like, this is happening. We plan on this. This is going to happen. Before COVID-19 takes me out, I'm going to have sex. I will have sex. I will lose my virginity. As for the money spent on the wedding, none of it should be lost. The two are planning to throw a party at Chelsea Piers in October, Fauntleroy explained after all this nonsense. And the vendors have agreed to transfer the payments to a later date. That's very nice of them. The bride and groom said their story underscored the resiliency of a city that has no stranger to hardship and loss. That's no stranger to hardship and loss. Quote, these people are tough, and some may come here and think New Yorkers aren't the nicest sort, but they pull together in hard times, and love always prevails, Fauntleroy said. Wonderfully said. Very, 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 very cute. Very funny. I'm sorry. I still think that that Patrick and David getting engaged is cuter than that. EK, he looks hurt. EK looks hurt. Anyway, so I want to remind you, if you want to email me, I haven't had a mailbag in a couple of days, so you can email me at madman@fxbgpr.com. If you want to ask me any questions, you want to yell at me for my stupid Irish accent, or it's like, you South African is horrible. And it is horrible. And I appreciate that. I understand that. So you can email me at madman@fxbgpr.com. If you don't want me to put out your info out there, just ask. I won't do it. I'll put you as an anonymous emailer, but I'll definitely respond. Please go over to patreon.com/shockmonkeyradio. Become a patron, and you'll get all the access, all the video access. I feel kind of lazy today. It's St. Patrick's Day. I don't really feel like clipping a video, so I may just put up this whole video. On YouTube, search for Shock Monkey Radio on YouTube. By the way, I recently changed the name. I must have got drunk and did this, but I recently it takes like a week to change your Google name, and then it filters down to your YouTube channel. So now I'm Shock Monkey Radio instead of, I used to be the Madman lowercase on YouTube, but now it's Shock Monkey Radio. Hopefully it's a lot easier to find. Tell your friends to watch the clips and videos that I have up on Shock Monkey Radio on YouTube. Go over to patreon.com/shockmonkeyradio, and you will get all the video content. Even some, I did a special one by talking about love and sex, for the patrons over on patreon.com. That means $3 a month. $3 a month, and I put out a lot of entertainment for you. I do a lot of things for you. Go to teespring.com/store/madman lowercase. Buy some t-shirts and so forth. Yeah. Look for us on Facebook. Look for me on Twitter. You can find me. Let me know. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm the Madman, and I love you.